My name is Dr. Josiah Makombe. I'm currently a councillor for Ward 2 in Gweru Municipality, and I'm the aspiring candidate for CCC as a Member of Parliament for Gweru Urban Constituency. I'm a family man, an entrepreneur. I'm a father of 5, and married, of course, and I'm a churchgoer. I want to thank the citizens of Gweru in general, not just Gweru Urban, for the maximum support that they gave me during the time when I was mayor. As you know, I became mayor of Gweru in 2018, and just a year in office, 1.5 years in office, there was the pandemic, the COVID pandemic, which then slowed most of our developmental projects. But within those 3 years that I was in office, I think Gweruians can testify the developments that I tried to initiate. Some are still pending, some have been concluded, and some are yet to kickstart. So because of the office that I occupied, I know the challenges that are facing. And as I go to Parliament to represent them, I'm not going just to represent them, but I'm going to make sure that I solve the problems that are facing the residents of Gweru. And I know very well that at the moment I walk into Parliament, it will be business for the benefit of the people of Gweru Urban Constituency. Firstly, I know Gweru has got a challenge of water, and I've always said that the infrastructure that we have at Gweru and also Amapombo and White Waters outlived this time. We also know that the infrastructure there was built during the colonial time, only meant to cater for a population of less than 20,000 by then. And now the city has grown, and the development of infrastructure of that magnitude it should be done by central government. It's the mandate of central government. The residents do pay their rates. These were the monies that they pay are only meant to pay for chemicals, pay for labor, pay for ZESA, not for infrastructure development. So as I go to Parliament, this is one key major area where we have to make sure that infrastructure development in terms of upgrading the Gweru pump station, in terms of upgrading the network that is outlived this time from Gweru to Gweru city, which is about 55 kilometers. You need to put in new pipes, you need to put in bigger pipes that can supply water to the greater Gweru. So this is one area that I have to push on. And secondly, our roads are bad, and the reason why the roads are bad is that the local authority seem not to have enough resources to maintain the roads. Why? It's because the central government took it upon itself to collect vehicle licenses, which was a duty done by local authorities, where they will collect as per the population of their vehicles within their local authorities, and then give central government their percentage for administration purposes. So as it stands, Zinara is not doing justice to local authorities, and we hope to, when I go to Parliament, to make sure that the issue of Zinara is solved. Licenses must be collected at local level so that we do our road maintenance and rehabilitation to make sure that our road network is good for our residents. So these are some of the things that I'm going to do. But for me to do that, you need to amend the Urban Councils Act and repeal some of the acts which deals with too much involvement of central government in the running of local authorities. So these are the things that I will need to do, because I understand that Gweruians, before anything else, they need water. I understand Gweruians, before anything else, they need roads. I understand that Gweruians, before anything else, they need a life, a good life, and that good life starts with basic services that are used on a day-to-day basis by the people. What you need to understand is that for you to tackle a problem, you have to be well versed with the problem. That's number one. Secondly, you have to be well versed about the operations of local authorities. I was not just a mayor of the city, I was the president of all mayors in Zimbabwe. I was the deputy secretary for Southern Africa. I know the challenges that these local authorities face. But when you go to parliament without much information of how and why local authorities are failing to deliver, definitely you will not take the minister to account. You know, I've always been worried to see the minister of local government coming into parliament and being asked for some silly questions without taking account to issues that are affecting local authorities in Zimbabwe. So as I go to parliament, I have got depth, I've got knowledge, and I know where to ask, what to ask, and who I should ask, and what measures should I take. It's not only about asking, but providing solutions to the challenges that are there. As I go to parliament, like I said, as I go to parliament, you will find out that I'm going there with a knowledge of local governance. So with that knowledge, it will assist those that are in council working together with me as the member of parliament. And obviously, President Chamisa will be the president of this country, whoever will be the minister of local government, and myself as a member of parliament, and also those at local authorities. I want to tell you that we will put measures and make sure that the environment that will be prevailing will make sure that the local authorities will deliver. As of now, I wouldn't want to appear as if we are crybabies, but as of now, the environment was deliberately created to make sure that the opposition fails. And it's not a coincidence that from Zambezi to Limpopo, all urban local authorities are failing. And it's not about failures by opposition councillors, but it's because of the environment created by central government when they repealed some of the acts in the Urban Councils Act and amended, the Urban Councils Act. And because of that, you find out that it becomes very difficult for local authorities to provide service delivery. And the first thing that we need to do is to make sure that we amend the Urban Council Act and bring back the position of executive mayor, who will be someone elected directly by the people, running the local authority on a day-to-day basis. Not this situation where we have councillors only meet once a month in a full council to deliberate over issues that took place in 30 days. And you can't expect councillors to do miracles in such kind of an environment. But when you have an executive mayor who is at the local authority on a daily basis, making sure that the decisions that he takes, he knows that he reports back to the residents. And if he doesn't deliver, obviously at the end of the day, the residents won't vote for him. But the scenario that we have, the one who is running the local authority on a daily basis is the town clerk, and is not, he doesn't report to the residents, because he's an employee. Whether he delivers or not, he is employed by the council. So these are the things that I know when I go to parliament with this kind of knowledge, which my predecessor did not even manage to do, to talk about the amendment of the Urban Council Act, to look at the acts which were repealed by the minister, to look at the involvement of the minister in each and every chapter in the Urban Council Act. You would find out that there is the name of the minister, that when the minister sees it fit, So the minister literally runs the local authority to an extent that if a local authority wants to employ grass cutters, you have to seek authority from the minister to say, can we employ 5? If he doesn't like, then you have nowhere to go. So to say the local authorities are failing, it's just a political statement. It's the Minister of Local Government who have been failing the local authorities. It's the Minister of Local Government who have been failing Zimbabweans to get service delivery in their areas. A member of parliament, obviously you need to make sure that the interests of those that you represent are taken care of. The people's government, for everyone, led by President Nelson Chamisa, will make sure that there is employment creation. Why the Chinese are taking our people for granted, why the Chinese are abusing Gweruians, is because there is shortage of employment in the country, and because the Chinese are given this open check to run things the way they want without even following the laws of the country. So the moment I go to Parliament, these are some of the things that we need to highlight and take care of these issues by making sure that the Minister of Labour and all those organizations needs to make sure that our people are protected, need to make sure that when someone is working, it's not slavery. It's an exchange of my labor and you give me money. It's a win-win situation. It must not be a slave and a master situation, which is happening in this country. And we would not appreciate, we will not tolerate such kind of a thing in Gweru Urban under my watch. I will definitely make sure that I intervene and make sure that such things are stopped. Well, I think to say that we don't have a manifesto is not correct, per se. What is not there is just the document that people would have to look at. But if you listened to President Chamisa when he was launching our campaign, he talked about 5 key issues that he needs to deliver in his new government. So those are the things that we need to deal with as soon as we get into power. Issues to do with the economy, issues to do with infrastructure development that I have spoken about previously when I said why Gweru has got these issues of water challenge and all that. He spoke about those issues. He spoke about issues of health. He spoke about issues of education. So these are the things, but what is not there is the document so that everyone can read on his own. But otherwise, the party has got a clear direction where it's going. The party has got programs as soon as we get into power to say these are the issues that we need to do so that Zimbabwe can start working again. So to say we don't have a manifesto, it's really I mean it's unfounded. Definitely I have my manifesto. Like I said, I have to look it into 2 ways. The first thing is to do with issues that affect our people on a daily basis, and secondly, you have to look at the lives of our people, in general. I've spoken about the challenges that I think I need to work on. Then coming to the Parliament, obviously we have got issues to do with the economy. Zimbabweans are struggling and suffering. There's no employment. We need to make sure that we create an environment that can attract investors to come and invest in our city. Gweru used to be, an industrial hub where we had companies like Bata, Zimbabwe Alloys, Fosico, many of those companies that have closed. And we just need to resuscitate those companies one way or the other so that at least we create employment. You've got issues of drug abuse that is affecting our youth, and without our youth there is no future for this country. That's one issue that we need to do. Come up with programs that would make sure that our youth will be taken off the streets so that at least they can do something. Issues to do with recreational facilities. We need to make sure that all the recreational facilities that are not functioning are functioning so that at least our boys and girls can spend time there. The issue of employment creation, like I have said, and also deal with the drug dealers that have caused damage to our young boys. To make sure that drugs be it at school, be it in the streets. These are the things that we need to do. Work together with the police, work together with the NGOs, work together with the residents and citizens themselves to make sure that we deal with this issue of drug abuse. And of course the issue of our senior citizens who toiled for years contributing to the economy of this country, but look where they are. The pensioners have got nothing to talk about. Government, created NASA, but look at what our pensioners are getting. We have incentives for our senior citizens so that at least they can retire gracefully at home, not the way it is now, that when someone reaches 65 years, he doesn't go and retire. You start to find ways of surviving because the pensions that he contributed had been eroded by the economy of this country, which has been mismanaged by ZANU-PF. The first thing is that when I go to Parliament, I'm just being a messenger. What takes place there, I have to come and report back to the people. I should not be a visitor in my constituency. So the moment I go to Parliament, whatever is there, I'll come and report back. Secondly, I have to, bring issues that affects my people in my constituency to Parliament so that we do the legislative work making sure that it takes care of our people, it takes care of our citizens in Gweru Urban Constituency. And finally, I will not be a sleeping Tom in Parliament. I will be visible, I will be talking, and I will make sure that the Member of Parliament is always in the answer, talking depth, talking things that affects our people. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. But more importantly, I'm not a super Member of Parliament. I'll come back and consult issues that our residents would want me to raise in Parliament, and that's what I'll be doing. I just want to give hope to Gweruans that the government of President Chamisa will be in office come August 24, and I urge them to go and vote in their numbers. I urge them to have that hope that finally Zimbabwe is coming, and who once again be a Jew of Africa. Vachamisa President wangu vanoziva zvinhu zvevanhu, and is going there to make sure that Zimbabwe will start working again. And this is our promise as CCC, and this is my promise as well as their Member of Parliament once I'm into office in August 2023.